Juventus have been docked 10 points following a new hearing into the club's past transfer dealing. And in basketball, the Denver Nuggets reached their NBA Finals for the first time in their history after Nikola Jokic led a second-half fight-back to complete a 4-0 Western Conference championship. Gab Ellison has more.
Latest world sports. Football. Juventus docked 10 points in Serie A at new hearing into transfer dealings. Juventus have been docked 10 points following a new hearing into the club's past transfer dealings. Juventus were initially handed a 15-point penalty in January, but Italy's highest sporting court overturned that decision in April and ordered the case to be re-examined. The new ruling was announced on Monday before the team's 4-1 defeat at Empoli. The penalty drops Juventus to 7th place in Serie A, outside European qualification spots. Napoli has already secured the Serie A title and before Monday's ruling were 17 points ahead of second-place Juventus. It was a strange situation. 10 minutes before the match, the sentence came out, said Juventus coach Massimiliano Allegri. Summing up a season in an evening like this is an understatement. Juventus are used to winning. We have to close ranks. In April, a tribunal at Italy's Olympic Committee's CONI revoked Juventus' 15-point penalty from the Italian Football Federation Appeals Court. It asked the appeals court to revise punishments to the club and some key figures, including former vice chairman Pavel Nedved, who was originally given an 8-month suspension. Nedved has now been acquitted alongside club officials Paolo Garimbatti, Asia Grazioli Venier, Kathleen Marie Hughes, Daniele Maranlongo, Francesco Roncaglio, and Enrico Veleno. Long bans given to former chairman Andre Agnelli, ex-chief executive Maurizio Arrivabene, and sporting directors Federico Cherubini and Fabio Paratici have now been upheld. A Juventus statement said that the club takes note of the decision and reserves the right to read the reasons to evaluate a possible appeal to CONI. It added, "What was established by the 5th instance of judgment in this matter, which began more than a year ago, arouses great bitterness in the club and in its millions of supporters who, in the absence of clear rules, find themselves extremely penalized with the application of sanctions that seem to take into account the principle of proportionality, while not ignoring the need for urgency, which Juventus has never shied away from during the proceedings. It is emphasized that these are facts that still have to be evaluated by a judge." Juve's loss at Empoli on Monday leaves them 5 points behind AC Milan, who occupy the final Champions League spot with 2 games to play. Juventus hosts Milan on Sunday. The club is also involved in criminal proceedings over its accounting practices, with 12 current and former officials, including Agnelli, potentially facing trial. According to Italian news agencies, a High Court hearing on 26 October will decide whether an eventual trial will be held in Turin, where the investigation has taken place, or in either Milan or Rome. Basketball. NBA playoffs. Nikola Jokic leads Denver Nuggets to first finals appearance. The Denver Nuggets reached the NBA Finals for the first time in their history after Nikola Jokic led a second-half fight-back to complete a 4-0 Western Conference championship sweep over the Los Angeles Lakers. The Nuggets overturned a 15-point halftime deficit to win 113-111. Jokic, the 2-time NBA Most Valuable Player, finished with 30 points. The Nuggets will face either the Miami Heat or Boston Celtics in the finals from 1st to 18 June. The Heat lead the Eastern Conference 3-0 and can secure the series with a win in Game 4 on Tuesday, 1:30 BST Wednesday. LeBron James had looked to be single-handedly keeping the Lakers season alive after scoring 31 points in a superb first-half display that left the 17-time NBA champions 73-58 ahead. But Jokic led the resurgent Nuggets offense in the third quarter, scoring 13 points as the Western Conference top seeds outscored the Lakers 36-16 to turn the contest on its head. A dramatic fourth-quarter finale saw Jokic put Denver 2 points ahead with a driving layup through heavy traffic with 51.7 seconds remaining. With 4 seconds remaining, James had one last chance to tie the match and force overtime, but his attempted driving floater was blocked by Denver's Aaron Gordon to leave the Nuggets celebrating a famous win. "We don't give up," Jokic said. "I've been saying this for 5 years, when we were bad or when we were good. We don't give up, and that's what happened. They jumped on us the first half. They were better, more aggressive, scoring easily, and didn't miss. But in the second half, we turned the page and everybody stepped up. It was a collective effort. It's not just one guy. Although James finished the 40 points, 10 rebounds and 9 assists for the Lakers, their supporting cast once again failed to step up when it mattered with a series of missed baskets in the fourth quarter, allowing the Nuggets, one of 11 teams in the league who have never won the NBA championship, to hold on to clinch victory. Lakers head coach Darvin Ham, who was appointed last year after the Lakers failed to reach the playoffs, said his team had paid the price for not making enough shots, praising Denver's ruthlessness down the stretch. The sign of a great team is if you make a mistake, they're going to make you pay for it, Ham said, and they did just that. This is year one. Losing sucks, but I think we can do something special here. Tennis. Simona Halep. Doping case hearing delay is contrary to my rights. Former world number 1 Simona Halep has accused tennis doping authority of publicly stating one thing while privately doing another by requesting a further delay to her hearing. Halep was charged with a second doping offense last week over irregularities in her biological passport. The Romanian 31 has been suspended since October after testing positive for a banned substance at the US Open. The second charge is separate to the one for which she is already suspended. In a statement on Twitter, 2019 Wimbledon champion Halep said the International Tennis Integrity Agency (ITIA) had requested a tour delay. Halep, who denies the charges, said she was extremely shocked and disappointed by the ITIA's attitude. While the ITIA, via their representative Nikola Jokic, was publicly stating 3 days ago that the ITIA has remained committed to engaging Mrs. Halep in an empathetic, efficient, and timely manner, they were at the same time officially requesting the tribunal to delay my hearing. For the third time, Halep said, "The ITIA publicly states one thing, while privately doing another. I have repeatedly asked for my hearing, and the ITIA has repeatedly sought to delay it. When is it going to stop? I ask the question once again. I am entitled to a quick hearing. Acting this way is contrary to my rights." Halep's coach, Patrick Mouratoglou, said the ITIA had played a double game from day one. Halep's suspension last year was imposed after she tested positive for roxadustat, an anti-anemia drug which stimulates the production of red blood cells in the body. She denies knowingly taking the banned substance. In April, she spoke for the first time since her suspension, saying she was frustrated with the time it was taking for the case to be resolved. The ITIA said the process is ongoing. The investigation into failed tests by the ITIA are often complex, particularly when a player denies taking a substance knowingly. It is not uncommon for cases to take months to be resolved. In such cases, a player can produce evidence to disprove or mitigate the failed test. This would bring further investigation and testing by the ITIA, leading to the process being further extended. Gab Ellison reporting from Dundee, ABC Amba News.